Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the September edition of the RPAG Scoop. My name is Ashley Passo, your digital marketing specialist here at RPAG, and I cannot wait to show you what we have in store for you this month. So first off, we have Jeff Cheshire with our What's New at RPAG segment. So take it away, Jeff.
Oh, well, hello there. How you doing? My name is Jeff Cheshire. Odds are pretty high that you and I have met before, but if not, I really hope that you're coming to the national conference in beautiful Laguna at the Ritz-Carlton. And if so, please, if you see me at a cocktail reception or between sessions, walk up and say hi. I would love to meet you. Got a lot of fun things to talk about. We've got a lot of flavors that we want to highlight. And the first thing, as I mentioned, is our upcoming national conference. We are so excited to welcome you to the Ritz, and we're going to be covering a lot of wonderful ground, both at our main platform as well as all of our breakout sessions. And on the breakout session topic, I would encourage everybody to plan to stick around for all of the sessions. The last one starts at 10:30 on Tuesday. We don't have to be the person who, has to go to the airport. Stick around. There's a lot of great content that's going to come up to the last minute. The first flavor I want to highlight this month is our partners. Now, many of you probably know that we have a lot of wonderful business partners that offer services that RPAG does not offer. And we have worked out deals because of the massiveness of our RPAG membership and the amount of business that we carry in the industry. We're able to get you great discounts on a lot of these wonderful services. So I want to highlight a few of these right now. The first is our friends over at Trow. The item I'm wanting to highlight this time is the upcoming in-person CKP training that is going to be happening November the 8th through the 10th. It is going to be on the campus of UCLA in Los Angeles at the Anderson School of Business. And I did this about 10 or 12 years ago, but I'm going to do it again. I want to see what all has changed. So if you have not signed up for that, if you've ever thought about it, reach out to me. We will talk to you about what the discount is, because there's a significant discount off of the standard tuition price for our RPAG member firms. So if I asked you how your prospect pipeline is, how would you answer? Would you have to think about it, or would it just immediately be, man, I've got more people than I know how to call? Well, if you didn't answer that way, I'd love for you to talk to our friends at PT Services. They are experts at helping set appointments for you. I know that phone can get pretty heavy when you're calling cold prospects, but PT Services has a staff that the average industry is about 20 years. They are a wonderful firm. They get to know you and they represent you making the cold calls so you don't have to. And they are really good at setting appointments, qualified appointments. If you have more questions, let me know and I'll be happy to chat with you about them. Now, the next question is, what does your social media footprint look like? If it took you more than about 2 or 3 seconds to say it's great, then I think it would be worth having a conversation with my friend Bruce at Two Dogs Social. They are the masters of social media, not only helping get meaningful contacts established for you, how to manage your daily footprint on social media, the type of content to post, and the pace at which to post it. So again, Bruce, as with PT Services and Trow, has a wonderful discount for our RPAG members and would love to chat with you about what a partnership with him could look like. Next partner, Napa. If you do not have any members of Napa at your firm, I would like to remind you that through your RPAG membership, we can offer you one complimentary Napa membership. Napa is a wonderful organization. I spend a lot of time each year supporting these meetings. Our RPAG team supports Napa fully. It is a great way for you to protect your business interest as a retirement advisor, but more importantly, protects our ability to help Americans prepare for a dignified retirement on time, on their own terms. And we would love to help you get involved with this wonderful organization if you have not yet. Speaking of that, I'd like to let everybody know, remind you if you've seen it, that the Napa Non-Qualified Plan Advisor Conference is going to be coming up after the RPAG conference in mid-September. Would love to see you there at Chicago. And on a final related note, don't be disqualified by excluding non-qualified in your conversations with prospects and plan sponsors. RPAG Executive Benefits is poised and ready to help you get into this wonderful market. It not only is good from a business perspective, but it also helps business owners solve for problems that they may not have known that there was a good solution for. And our final partner highlight that I would like to make is Venrollment. You have probably seen a number of mentions of Venrollment in our publications, our emails, as well as our videos that we have been putting out. Luke Vandermillen is going to be the person to reach out to at RPAG to learn more about Venrollment. Venrollment is a wonderful partner to help you force multiply using video. It helps you get your message in front of more people, more participants. It is easy. And of course, as an RPAG partner firm, you get a really good discount off of the regular street prices. So if you have not chatted with Luke about this, I'd encourage you to do so. All right, let's get on to some updates regarding the RPAG tools and resources. The first item I want to highlight is RFP Express. You spoke and we listened. We're about to add the ability to include startup plans in RFP Express, as well as multiple PEP opportunities that we have within the RPAG suite, as well as other national providers. And with the custom quote solution that allows you to more finely tune the quote itself, we're about to add a lot of features to that as well. So please keep an eye on that. The usage of RFP Express has been off the charts. We love that, and continue giving us your feedback. We want this to be as valuable of a tool as possible. Now, I checked in with some of our RPAG support ninjas and asked them if there were any messages that they would like me to give to you, our audience, on their behalf. Now, the first item I want to highlight is the ability to run individual reports. Our team has told me that they hear from our members quite often that they need just a scorecard, a total cost analysis, or maybe a returns analysis, but our members are starting to generate an entire fiduciary investment review, FIR, and then go back and delete those individual modules to leave only the one that they were searching for. Well, good news, you have the ability to generate just those single individual reports without having to do a complete FIR. And if you have questions on how to do that, we'd love for you to reach out to our team and walk you through it. But some examples are, again, just the scorecard, the total cost analysis, the returns analysis, but also historical reports. Whether it is a scorecard or a returns analysis, you can go all the way back to 2010 to generate those individual reports. Now, we're about to be recording and placing a video in RPAG University that will walk you through that step by step. But again, until we get that posted, please reach out to us. I'm going to have some contact information there at the end. Speaking of RPAG University, if you have not checked out the RPAGU, that is a wonderful place, and I would highly encourage you to at least go click around in it a little bit. There are two main sections within RPAGU. The first is Retirement Advisory 101, and that talks more about the business of being a retirement advisor, and there are a number of solid videos in there. And the other is Getting Started with RPAG, and it's not just for a first-time RPAG user. We've got a ton of very short, easy to digest videos walking you through step-by-step how to accomplish a lot of the common tasks. And that's where the instructional video on generating individual reports will be housed. The last item I'd like to highlight is our custom asset class mapping. Now, historically, whenever doing mapping, those automatically filled in and you were limited into the categories that you could map. But now you have the ability to change those categories depending on your specific needs. An example given is if you need to map a GIC to a money market, you now have the ability to do that. And so with all of these and any other questions that you may have, we would highly encourage you to reach out to our team, our support team. The email and the phone number are both great ways to get in touch with us. Emails are returned very quickly. If you call us, we're going to have somebody on the phone very quickly to chat with you. And these are people who know the system inside and out, and their main goal is to help you gain efficiency and effectiveness. So please do reach out, whether it's any of these items or if you're just looking for tips on how to get better, faster within our system. So thank you for your time. If hopefully you're watching this before conference and have a chance to come say hello to myself as well as all of the RPAG team at conference, we are so excited to see you. Thank you for your partnership in your business, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you so much, Jeff, for that insightful look at what we have going on at RPAG. And yes, we are so excited for conference. So if you're watching this before conference, make sure that you guys are registered and up to date with all the latest news and that you've downloaded our app. Okay. All right. So now moving on to our other Jeff Elvander, our Chief Investment Officer, with our investment update.
Well, thank you, Ashley, and welcome everyone to our investment scoop part of the presentation. First, wanted to look at the markets and where we were quarter to date. So let's look at the markets quickly, and this is an update as of the end of August. And really, it's been a rocky quarter. We've seen much more talk about inflation, those numbers not cooling down as much as folks expected. And what does that mean? That means more possible rate hikes. How is that translated in the markets? We've seen U.S. equity drop quarter to date. It's down 1.28%. International equity is down even more at 2.6%. And that's really because the international markets, those companies haven't performed as well as the U.S. The U.S. companies are still performing quite well in terms of their metrics. Year to date, though, both of those asset classes are still up. Remember, for the first half of the year, they had posted some really strong returns. U.S. equity is still up over 16% for the year. International, or 14% for the year. International equity is up over 6% for the year. But as rates rise, fixed income markets fall, and that's the last bullet point here. The broad fixed income market has really suffered the most from a relative perspective. And quarter to date, now we're seeing those markets post a negative 2.29%. And that has put the broad fixed income market negative for the year at a negative 0.25%. So we'll see what happens in the coming quarter. Again, this has been a rocky quarter. Looking at really how the rates have transpired, what the Fed has done in terms of slowing down the economy, and a lot of those metrics haven't slowed down, I think, as much as maybe the market investors would have anticipated. There are some stressors going on. We are seeing some issues in the housing market, certainly in the auto market too. So I think there is some anecdotal evidence out there that the rate increases are having an impact. But certainly as we go, I think we're all looking for more clarity in terms of what is going to happen next. And so it's being reflected in the markets this quarter for sure. Next, let's move to a sneak peek at what we're going to be talking about at our national conference. And we're going to be talking about the 95%. What is the 95%? Well, in most plans, the investment options represent or can represent as high as 95% of the cost. So making them certainly a very big component and important part of the overall plan. But we all need that, right? As as advisors and selecting and monitoring the investment options and also looking at fees. So hopefully most of you will be attending our conference. We're going to be talking about finding skillful managers, and a hint there, that's going to be really revolving around the scorecard. We're going to talk about negotiating the best fees. And as one of the largest aggregators in the space, RPAG leverages over $1 trillion collectively to do that, where we have in most cases the best fee out there. And then how do we do that? Doing it with CITs, and that's how we can find the best managers, negotiate the best fees, and then put them into a structure that is not only have some additional ERISA fiduciary oversight in it that a 40 Act mutual fund does not have, but there are some other advantages as well, such as the white label approach, where all of the names, for the most part, are descriptive in terms of the investment option, whether it's large cap, small cap, growth value, or even in your target date fund, if the glide path is conservative, moderate, or aggressive. So upcoming, we will be announcing in these scoops all of the new CITs that we are launching. We just recently launched an Emerging Markets 2 strategy, which is advised or managed by BlackRock. Gordon Fraser is the portfolio manager. They have a very extensive emerging markets team around the globe, and that strategy has done very well. So that is our second emerging market strategy behind Emerging Markets 1, which is led by Invesco. And then we also just launched a new mid-cap growth strategy, mid-cap growth 2, which is managed by Janus. And this follows mid-cap growth 1, which coincidentally is managed by BlackRock as well. And the mid-cap growth 2 strategy is managed by Janus's enterprise team. A very strong strategy. They put up some really solid numbers, a consistent process. We really like what they are doing there. And it does have a quality type of bias to it. So not that pure high octane growth. And so maybe a little more conservative in that respect. So another great strategy to check out that is going very well this last quarter. And then at conference, for those of you who will not be able to make it, wanted to preview some of the new CITs that we have coming up. And those are Mid-Cap Value 2, that's managed by Allspring. That's really their flagship mid-cap growth product. And a very strong strategy that's outperformed over the long term. A little different approach if you're familiar with it, really managed by some portfolio managers that have an accounting background where they really look at the balance sheet for these companies. And that strategy has done really well and very different than some of the other mid-cap value solutions out there. In addition, we'll have a new small cap growth strategy, small cap growth 3, which is or managed by Voya. And this strategy, like the mid-cap growth strategy managed by Janus, also has a quality bias as well. So it doesn't plot all the way out on the growth spectrum. You'll see it come in a little bit towards blend when you're looking at it from a style perspective because of that quality bias, as does the mid-cap growth 2 strategy. But a great strategy. They put up some really good numbers. And certainly if you're looking for maybe a little more conservative type of quality strategy in that very risky small cap growth space, this is the strategy that you'll want to check out. So that's the scoop quickly. And I hope to see everyone at conference. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Jeff, for that great market update. See, everybody is excited for conference, which means you should be excited for conference. I know I am. It's going to be amazing. The views, the food, the content, everything. All right. So now we are moving on to Shannon McCarthy, the sales and marketing leader at Nationwide, to tell you more about their great organization beyond what people normally know.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shannon McCarthy, and I'm with Nationwide Retirement Solutions. And I've been with Nationwide for 24 years. That's a long time, but that's the kind of tenure that we have here at Nationwide, so it's not uncommon. And today I'd like to tell you why and how the Nationwide culture and our values makes a meaningful difference, not just to us associates, but to you, your business, and your customers. This is important for you to know because in today's world, people are making more choiceful decisions on who they partner with. And an understanding and alignment with what companies stand for and their values is crucial. So in short, the Nationwide culture and values translates into extraordinary service that both you and your participants can count on. It's one of Nationwide's key differentiators. So let's dive in. All right, let's start with the phrase values that translate to service, and let's break that down. There are 3 things that you need to know about Nationwide, what's in our DNA. So the first one is our mission. We exist to protect people, businesses, and futures with extraordinary care. And we've been doing that since 1926. Second, our values tightly align with this mission. Our values are, we value people, all people. We are customer focused. We act with honesty, integrity, trust, and respect at all times. And we work together to deliver exceptional results. And last, but certainly not least, we are a mutual company, meaning we don't have stockholders to answer to or quarterly numbers to hit where the short term is the prime focus. Quite the opposite, in fact. We exist because of our members. And members mean the people who have products and services with Nationwide. They technically own us, so we exist to serve them. We don't have to answer to anybody else. So this allows us to really focus in on what they need. So this business model naturally enables a more long-term view. In essence, our model boils down to people serving people, doing the right thing at the right time. And that includes taking care of our own people. That's where it starts, our associates. Because when you feel valued, cared for, trusted, and empowered, you're going to be highly engaged and 100% committed to serving you, finding and building solutions, and making sure you have what you need. Not just answering the partner or participant's question, but really going above and beyond to deliver that extraordinary care. Now, on this slide, you can see a host of recognition from third parties that recognize that, hey, Nationwide is walking the talk, living our values every single day to create a great workplace where people can perform at their highest levels. And therefore, that means really focusing on you. That's values that translate to service. But I want to take this one step further. We don't just keep this passion and these values inside our walls at Nationwide. Remember, a tenet of being a mutual is putting members, the customers who own us, first. And that includes thinking about the needs of the communities in which they live and work. In order to provide the care, the protection, and really know our customers, we need to be an engaged partner in our communities. You can't be insular. So that's why we say we're more than a business. And that brings us to our commitment to giving, our hours, our dollars, and yep, even our blood. We think about our communities as an ecosystem, like a spectrum of needs that includes, but isn't limited to, the education and well-being of children, food security, social empowerment, and crisis stability. And we're consistent with our giving year after year, thanks to the Nationwide Foundation, which was established in 1959. The Nationwide Foundation has invested over $630 million into our communities since the year 2000. Our associates are very passionate about caring for others and living our values each day inside our walls and outside. So they have a deep commitment to this giving. And the associates have a choice of who to give to. And the Nationwide Foundation matches that dollar for dollar. So in this way, if I know my local United Way is the organization I want to give to, I can see those dollars in action every single day where I live. So why this matters to you? Again, it's important because in today's world, people are making more choiceful decisions on who they partner with, who gets their dollars, who gets their support. So did you know that 82% of people who are evaluating whether to partner or do business in some way with a company or a brand, they want that brand's values to align with their own. And 75% of people admit to parting ways with a business that didn't align. So it's a huge factor and a differentiator in decision-making. Now, I'm betting that most of you watching today have already at some point thought, hummed, or sung our jingle. Almost 93% of all Americans recognize it, and thus they know Nationwide. It's been in market for over 50 years, so it's seeped into the consciousness of 3 generations, and we're working on that 4th gen right now. It's not just a jingle, though. This is our brand promise. Nationwide is on your side. It's our extraordinary service that we are intrinsically known for. In fact, Dalbar called us a customer service powerhouse this year. So now you know what's behind one of our key differentiators, values that translate to service. And you can have confidence that when you choose Nationwide or recommend us to a client who needs retirement plan solutions, you're choosing a truly committed partner to you, your community. It's a brand that's well known, provides quality products and services, and stands the test of time. As an RPAG Emerald sponsor, we want to thank RPAG and all members for their continued partnership. If you'd like to talk further with us, please reach out to Pete Kresser, shown on this slide. And I hope this has given you a better understanding of who Nationwide is, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Shannon. I definitely know that when you brought up the Nationwide jingle, I was humming that in my seat, Nationwide is on your side. So last but certainly not least, we have Donna Hafner, the National ESOP Practice Leader from One America, to tell you about their work with employee stock ownership plans, or ESOPs. Take it away, Don.
Thanks for having me today. I am so excited to come on and talk about a subject that I've been passionate about for many years. And it's starting to get really exciting because a lot more people in the nation are starting to talk about it. And that is ESOPs. So we'll do just kind of a quick overview of why we're going to start seeing more ESOPs being established in the country and more people talking about ESOPs. So first of all, the market potential for ESOPs is huge. As you know, you've been hearing about the aging of the baby boomers. So a lot of those baby boomers own businesses. And these are the statistics from the ESOP Association in terms of how many businesses are needing transition. And a lot of those businesses don't actually have family to pass the business on to. So another reference from Rutgers University estimates that only 20% of businesses actually pass through to family, and the rest need another type of business succession plan. So when you combine the market potential with some pro-ESOP legislation that has recently gone through, these two factors are going to create a lot more interest in ESOPs. So as part of Secure 2.0, there was a new division created called the Division of Employee Ownership that is part of the Employee Benefits Security Administration. That's a mouthful. And so this division will basically have the task of increasing employee ownership education. So educating employees and business owners about how to transition a business using employee ownership to do so. And then you can see on the slide how much funding has been granted for this program, and it'll be ratcheting up over the next few years. There's already state programs. Between 10 and 12 states have currently existing employee ownership education or tax credit programs. And so we're going to see a lot of that increased across the rest of the country, which will increase the interest in ESOPs. These are just a few of the benefits that ESOPs have for both the company and its employees. We won't go into depth here, but there's tons of tax benefits. There's also a lot of research that employee-owned companies create greater performance financially for the company and much greater wealth for the participants. There is a statistic that ESOP participants, as opposed to regular 401k plan participants, hold household wealth 92% more than if they were not in an ESOP. When you are talking to your clients, what makes a good ESOP prospect is something to be aware of. So we're going to look for either S or C corporations. Keep in mind, this is not required to be 100% sale. They don't have to sell the entire company at one time. They can step into these kinds of transactions over time. We do want to have at least 20 employees, have an openness to employee ownership, strong management team, consistent cash flow, and earnings. And if they are interested in having that conversation, they would be a great candidate to at least start exploring it. And then at One America, our ESOP services, we've been doing ESOPs for over 40 years. Our team has about 2 decades of average experience in who's handling the plans. A couple things to be keeping in mind for One America, what makes us different from our competitors in this space. One, we have a single sign-on on our website, so they can access both their 401k and their ESOP together at the same website. Having both plans with one provider is also just a great communication tool for the employees to be able to access everything at once. It makes it easier for the audit, easier for the plan sponsor contact to manage everything at one place. In addition, what makes us even more unique is that we offer one client contact for both plans. Our competitors usually segregate everything into either the ESOP specialty or the 401k specialty. So the client ends up dealing with two different people. At One America, our ESOP and 401k practices are run integrated, and so you end up with one contact. And then ESOPology is what we have tagged our ESOP education program offering. So if you find that you want to know more about ESOPs, please reach out to us. We can create almost anything to help you learn more. And if you run across some prospects or need to know more, want to know more, please reach out to your regional sales director at One America. Thanks for having me on.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the RPAG Scoop. If you see me or any of our speakers at conference, make sure you come up and say hi. We would love to meet you, and we'll see you next time.